Hi, this is Joe with PrepAgent. I'm here with my friend Joe in Ohio. How's it going, Joe?
Doing pretty good.
So today we're going to talk. It's a little confusing today because we have the same name, but we'll get through it. It's one of those few times it's practical to have those really awkward Hollywood names like Apple, Sunshine, and Flower, or whatever they call each other, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
But our generic name works sometimes too, just not when the other person has the same name.
You
So,
call me Joseph if you want.
call you Joseph? How formal. I feel like your mother now.
Yeah.
So here we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a general overview with Joe of the keywords. I did that with another student in another webinar named Irene that some of you may have seen. And we'll get a good idea of where you're at with the material as you move forward to your exam, which is going to be in a little while. I think about 2 weeks from now. So it'll give you a good idea of where to study, where not to study, and hopefully we could cover a lot of ground here. What do you think?
Oh
Okay, good. So let's start with this. So I got this board of words that you're looking at.
yeah.
Let's try and have a conversation where we pick off all these words. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So let's begin. What's a word that you see that you know? Pick one.
List pendants.
Lease pendants. That's a really awkward one to start with, but I admire your ambition. So,
That's like lawsuits pending.
okay, so it's a lawsuit pending. Lawsuit pending about what?
Say if you're suing somebody,
Okay.
you're suing somebody the judge is pending on it.
What are you suing them about?
Like a judgment.
Look at my board.
Title. You're suing
Title.
for title.
So the gist of it's about title. And this is why it's great we're doing this today, because you definitely have been studying, but we want to nail down exactly what it's about. At the end of the day, that lease pendants is a lawsuit pending over title. What is title?
Title is like the form of it's the form of ownership.
Good. So title is ownership, and that's what we got to know. So you knew lease pendants. So over title, title ownership. Really try and minimize how many words you have to remember. So if you could just remember title ownership, bam, you'll get much further with all this.
That's true.
So lease pendants, title, titles, ownership. Okay.
Gotcha.
What do you need to transfer title?
When you're selling your house,
Yeah.
you need a deed. Like you have to have a deed.
Boom. Good. So what's a deed?
Deed is like the thing you transfer title to the grant. You're the grantor. Grantor signs for the deed. The grantee gets the deed delivered in acceptance.
Right. So the deed, what I'm looking for there is its evidence of the transfer.
A deed is the evidence of transfer.
Yes. Deed is evidence of transfer. So title's ownership. Deed is evidence of transfer. Now you said two words which are very interesting. You said the word grantor and grantee.
Yeah.
What is that about?
The grantor acknowledges the. No, it doesn't acknowledge the deed. It says it transfers the deed.
Okay. Do you remember my OREE rule?
Yeah, give or give E.
Good. So what am I looking for when I said, what's that OREE thing all about?
ORE, get like the mortgage, like the.
Grantor does what?
Grantor is like the seller, like the giver.
Giver. That's what I was looking for. The giver of. So grantor is giver, grantee receives. We're talking about the deed, correct?
Right.
Good. Okay. So moving right along, what's another word we see up here?
All right. What's another word that I always have a little. I'm gonna find the word that I'm trying to find something that I have title with. Quick title action.
Which one?
Quick title action and fill out on a title.
Quick claim deed?
Yeah.
No, quiet title action. Quiet title action. That just removes the cloud on title.
That's right. It removes the cloud on the title.
What's a cloud on title?
Cloud on title is like, say if you have, there's an error in the title.
What would be an example of an error in the title, just to make it more clear? Like, why is there an error in the title? I mean, shouldn't it be pretty obvious?
Say if there is somebody, like, you're trying to buy a house and you can't find say I have I don't know, I have a good example. I'm trying to think what is a good example. Like, say if I'm married to somebody. And I married to somebody and I didn't put their name in the title.
Well, how about this? You married somebody, and let's just say your last name's Jones, okay?
Yeah.
So now it's Kelly Jones, okay?
Kelly Jones.
You get divorced.
Yes.
Kelly doesn't like you anymore. She doesn't want your last name. She marries somebody else. It's Kelly Smith now.
Yeah.
There's a problem. On title, it's Kelly Jones, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's Kelly Smith selling this property.
Right.
So it's a cloud on title.
It's a cloud on title, so there's a name missing in it.
Right, or it's just unclear, so you get a quiet title action.
Yes.
Okay, you get that?
Get that. I got that.
And going back to our earlier example, you say, whoa, Kelly, I know we didn't get along, but you can't sell this property. This ain't happening. I'm super upset with you right now.
Yes, so that's cloud title action.
What are you going to do? What can you file? What's the first word we went over?
List pendants.
There's where that lease pendants comes in.
So you file when she doesn't want to do the quiet title action, you have to file list pendants.
Well, let me simplify it for you. It's your way of saying, hey, it's not yours to sell. She says, yes, it is. Screw you. You're like, no, screw you. It's not used for her to sell. Okay?
Yeah.
Lawsuit pending.
Lawsuit pending.
And you know who really gets screwed in all that, as you guys are saying screw to each other? The random person who just wants to buy a house and have a place to live.
Yes.
Who's waiting there while you guys fight over who has the right to sell it. And that's where that lease pendants comes in. So hopefully we're starting to connect all these things.
Yes, I am.
And so it all works together. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have that property by yourself. You never got married. You own it, you yourself, you're alone, you're good to go. What kind of ownership is that called?
Severalty.
Bam. Severalty. Now you own it with... Huh?
Just to let you know, I watched your other videos 100 times.
Wow, you're a big fan.
Property, I only missed one question. So I did pretty good on transferring property because you had a lot of terms on that.
Thank you. Awesome. I mean...
the terms just on the deed questions I have, and the deed questions, a little bit of appraisal and contracts. Those are my little struggles.
Okay. Maybe we'll do another webinar where we'll go over those things more specifically.
All right, let's go. All right, what's another word
Well, let's follow our stream of thought we're going with right now.
Okay.
So I said you own property by yourself, and you said severalty correctly, which was great. But now you want to own it with me. What's that called now?
That'd be tenancy in common because it's without the right of survivorship.
More general term I'm looking for. You're getting into different types of what I'm talking about.
Joint tenancy.
Nope.
Concurrent estate.
Concurrent estate. Concurrent estate just means you and I own it concurrently. What you started to talk about is different types of concurrent estates.
Gotcha.
So joint tenancy and tenancy in common are different types of concurrent estates. But start with that first concept of you either own it alone in severalty or you own it concurrently with somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, in severalty, it's done. There's only one way you can own something by yourself because there's nobody else to own it with, right?
Right.
But concurrently, okay, now there's somebody else involved. There could be a different relationship and different agreement, and that's when you get into joint tenancy, tenancy in common, and if your state applies, it's community property as well.
No, we don't use community property.
In Ohio. But for people listening in other states, they do. And for those people listening in states that do, it's a real easy concept. It just has to do with marriage.
That we use tenancy by entities in Ohio.
Okay. What was the joint tenancy and tenancy in common you started to talk about?
I'm sorry?
Joint tenancy and tenancy in common.
Joint tenancy is the right with survivorship. Tenancy comes without the right to survivorship.
Excellent. There's a 4-letter acronym that helps you remember what joint tenancy is all about.
Yes.
What is it?
Tenancy is tip.
To tip.
To tip. Or pit.
Pit. Okay, we can call it to tip, pit, or whatever. But what does it stand for?
Tip. Transfer.
Nope.
No, sorry, not transfer.
Time, title, interest, and possession.
Or time.
Title, interest, and possession. And we'll say it again for everybody out there. Joint tenancy, time, title, interest, and possession.
Interest.
And possession.
And possession.
Tenancy in common has only one of those unities. Do you know which one? Well, what's the most obvious if you look at those?
Without the right to survivorship.
Well, that's a different thing. Possession.
Possession.
I mean, obviously they want to be able to open the door and go in the house.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's really helpful to think of these terms in practical purposes. So when I ask you, which of those 4 does tenancy in common have? And you're like, time, title, possession. Let me look at my legalese. Let me look at my books. Let me ask my real estate professor, see what he has to say. Well, sometimes you think about it. Well, which one of these encompasses somebody having a key and be able to sit on the couch? Possession.
Possession, correct.
Right. That's obviously the core of all this. You want a roof over your head.
Gotcha.
And the big thing I tell everybody, whether it's in videos, in person, or in the products I use, keep it as simple as possible. And that was a perfect example. You're like, gosh, which one of these goes to the other type of ownership? Well, which one encompasses me being able to go in the house? Possession.
Correct.
Okay. Now, I just slipped and kept saying the word encumbered by accident. Hope everybody forgives me out there in YouTube land.
Yeah.
So why not? Let's go into that word. The word encumber.
Mortgage, it's like a lien and an easement, like they're encumbrance.
If I'm 5 years old, how would you define encumbrance to me? Because this isn't a real estate term. This is general English.
Encumbrance is like a lien,
I'm 5 years old.
Like encumbrance, like you're encumbering me, like you're coming to me.
You're limiting. You're limited.
You're limiting
your ability to do stuff. So examples of when you feel encumbered, when you go to visit your grandmother in her house and she gives you too many blankets to sleep on, you get all tangled. You're encumbered. When that 5-year-old has a backpack that's the size of him and he can't walk and he almost falls backwards, he's encumbered.
Correct.
So once again, before you guys get into the real estate terminology and the technical, understand the basis of the word. Then everything becomes much easier. Once you understand the principle of what the word is, you're good to go.
Yes.
So now when you say encumbrance means I'm limited, the examples you were giving make a little more sense. Like, what were some examples you were giving of encumbrances?
Like, encumbered in another word example.
You gave some great ones before I went on that tangent about the 5-year-old.
Mortgage and liens.
Excellent. Good. Why are those encumbrances?
Because a lien's like a money, like you owe a lien on it. Like it's like you owe money on it.
Right, so it's really annoying. It limits my ability to enjoy the property knowing I have a debt that I have to pay, like there's a lien.
Yes.
So you feel encumbered.
Right.
Right? So once again, just take a step back. And a lot of people have fantastic teachers in their respective town. Like you have a law guy teaching a class. I don't know him. He might be great, and a lot of people have great ones. But sometimes these great teachers talk in terms that are a little complicated for people starting out brand new. So I can't emphasize enough. It's really important to take what these people are saying and listen and learn and take all their knowledge in, but really try and simplify it in the easiest terms as if you're explaining it to a 5-year-old, maybe a 10-year-old is a better example.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get rid of that. So you mentioned a type of encumbrance. You mentioned a lien.
Yes.
What's a lien?
Lien is like a thing that you owe money on, like you owe
Boom.
money
Say
on.
no more. Say no more. Lien money, lien money, lien money. Right?
Lien money, lien money, lien money.
Okay. Now that we got that, now let's continue to what you were saying. So first we got lien means you owe money. Okay?
Yes.
Now what else were you about to say before I interrupted you?
General liens.
Okay, so what's that?
General liens is like all liens like on all your properties. Say if you have a house, a plaza, they put liens on your other properties.
Good. So general liens means they could go after all your property. What's a specific lien?
Just on your house, like one property.
Okay. So let's get to this other lien in a second. But we got this general lien and specific lien here, correct?
Right.
Can you give me an example of a specific lien?
Specific liens like a say if you foreclose on your house, like you default on your mortgage, or default on your mortgage, or
So just stop there. So a mortgage is a specific lien.
yes.
Okay. Why is a mortgage a specific lien? And remember, try to explain it using as few words as possible.
Specific liens a mortgage. It's just a mortgage because you borrow money on your house. It's like a paper, it's a promissory note.
Here's what I'm looking for. A mortgage is a specific lien.
Specific lien.
Because it could take your house specifically.
Yes.
And you see where I'm going with that, what I'm trying to do? Just really simple. That's it. If you don't pay your mortgage, they're not taking anything above and beyond your property.
Right.
As opposed to a general lien that could go after everything.
Yes.
Such as a judgment lien.
Judgment lien. Okay, now general lien's like a judgment lien.
Judgment lien, they could go after everything. It's bad news.
Yeah.
Judgment lien, they go after everything. So basically you lose in court.
Yes.
There's many different reasons they may do that.
Gotcha.
Okay. So what's a mechanics lien?
Mechanics lien is like say somebody did work to your house, say they somebody put tile down or paint your house, put work done in your house, and they never pay you, so you can file a mechanics lien. The workers can file a mechanics lien on you.
Good. Let's get rid of this box. We did great there. Okay. So you said those are the liens. You owe money, correct?
Yes. Right.
And those are encumbrances.
Encumbrances.
Are there any encumbrances that have nothing to do with money?
Yeah, there's easements.
Okay. What's an easement?
Easements give somebody permission on your property. Give permission on your property.
To do what?
Say easement prescription.
Well, first, what's an easement? What's an easement?
To let somebody else use your land with a document.
Well, how about it's once again using simplest terms, it's the right to cross over your property to get to their own.
It's crossing other people's property, yes.
That's it. I mean, once again, and what I'm hearing in your voice is you've definitely studied and you worked hard, but we really got to work on just simplifying it.
Yes.
Because it just sounds like you understand the concepts, but you've taken in a lot of words and you're really trying hard to apply it to real estate and make it fancy, where sometimes we just got to keep this as simple as possible.
You're right.
And that's also an excellent skill for when you become a real estate agent. Because you're dealing with people who know nothing. And if they say, what's an easement? It says easement on title. What is that? And you start going into, well, it's the legal thing of the blah, 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 and the right inherent in the land according to the rights, according to the document. they're going to look at you like you're crazy. But if you could turn to them and be like, it just means Bill could cross your property to get to his house. They'll be like, oh, okay, thanks.
Okay.
So it's a good skill you want to get down. Okay, let's get another word off this list.
All right. RESPA.
Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. Where is that?
Yeah.
Here we go. What's that all about?
That is like that's like all the closing costs and stuff. Make sure you're not getting screwed in real estate.
Who's you?
Like, no, the seller. No, the buyer.
It has to do with something specifically.
Okay.
And I joke about this one because agents love to say RESPA about everything. RESPA violation, but they really don't know what they're talking about. I mean, it's like every time something goes wrong, they're like, RESPA, because it sounds very fancy.
Yeah.
The primary thing about it is kickbacks.
Kickbacks.
That's what the primary purpose of it is. So basically, if you're my agent and you say, hey, use Bill, he's a great loan officer, he'll just get it done in 2 seconds flat. What do I expect as your customer, your principal, your client? I expect that he's really good, right? Because you're recommending him. What if I found out that you don't even know him? You've never even seen him before, but he just said he'd give you $500 if you send the deal. What does that do to me as the principal?
The principal
gets pissed off.
Yeah, he gets pissed off.
Because I'm thinking, you don't know if he's good. You're just getting money. So basically, I am thinking that you are not referring him because he's good at what he does, but because you're getting kickbacks, and that's where RESPA comes in.
Yes.
Right? That's what the RESPA violation is all about.
So you keep preventing you getting kickbacks?
Yes. The big word you're going to see with RESPA is kickbacks. Okay?
Yeah. Preventing getting kickbacks.
Yeah.
From say if I give somebody $5 out of the commission, that's RESPA.
Here, let me give you the technical definition here, so you can see the larger whole about this. Okay. And this is from HUD, the HUD website. Okay, Section A of RESPA prohibits anyone from giving or accepting fees or kickbacks or anything of value in exchange for referrals or settlement services, businesses involving a federally related mortgage loan. All right, so there you go. In RESPA prohibits fee splitting and receiving unearned fees for services not actually performed. So you get what I'm saying. It's about kickbacks, and people could read more detailed about that.
Gotcha, for federal mortgages and stuff. Okay,
yeah, and a lot of this stuff you could look up right there, and you guys could see. But once again, what I'm trying to nail down, I've nailed down ad nauseum, is simplify all these definitions.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, since we're talking about illegal things, what's this one?
Blockbusting, panic selling, and panic peddling. Blockbusting's like, example.
These are basically the same, all three of these. So here's how I say it. So if you go to an area and you say, you have to sell because those people are moving to town.
Right.
Can you do that?
No.
That's what that is. You don't want to live by them, do you? Those people are terrible. Okay? That'd be blockbusting, panic selling, and panic peddling.
Gotcha.
What does steering involve?
All right, this is my term. Steering, like you're channeling people to neighborhoods. Like, say, this is what I use. I use Greek people. There's a Greek neighborhood in Youngstown called Camel, Ohio. Say they're Greek people. The Greeks, you show these Greek people, Camel, Ohio, all Greek neighborhoods. That's steering.
Right, because you don't necessarily know that they actually want to see those neighborhoods. You're just assuming based upon their cultural background.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So that person has the right to be like, why are you pushing me here? I don't want to live here. That's steering.
Yeah, steering.
Okay. Good example. Just think of it like you're showing the property. You're steering the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short rate. Short rate. I'm a short rate. Short rate's like a. Short rate's like a. What's a good simple term?
You've been shorted. Simply said. Okay, here's how it works. It has to do with prorations. Okay?
Gotcha.
I'm just going to use really easy numbers. So somebody paid $12 for the year, $1 each month for their insurance. Okay?
Yeah.
They sell the house halfway through the year.
Yeah.
They expect to get $6 back.
Right.
And once again, I'm just using simple numbers as an example. But the company says, we're not giving you $6, we're only giving you $4 back because it costs us time and money to deal with paperwork and blah, 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 blah. You only get $4 back. You got shorted.
Yes.
Short rate.
That's short rate.
That's the gist of it.
Gotcha.
What's impounds?
Impounds? Impounds mean like, I don't know this one.
Well, let me ask you this. You talked about liens, right?
Yeah.
Taxes are a lien, correct?
Yeah.
Insurance is a lien, correct?
Right.
Your mortgage is a lien, correct?
Right.
Who gets paid back first?
The mortgage company.
No. You think that the the loan gets paid before the government?
No.
Right. So who gets paid back first?
Tax.
Nobody steps in front of the government. Taxes get paid back first.
Yeah, so that's impound.
Right. So the loan is actually the last one to get paid back, assuming everything falls through. So it's
tax.
So it's to the lender's advantage to make sure you pay things like taxes and insurance. Because if that doesn't get paid, they don't get paid.
Right.
So what they'll do is they'll collect that for you in something called an impound account.
Impound account.
Yeah, it's their way of collecting taxes and insurance to make sure that the loan always gets paid. Because if you don't pay those, then they don't get paid. And that's what that impound account is all about.
Gotcha.
Right. All right, so we're doing great here. Let's jump over to the basic stuff. What's real property?
Real property is unmovable.
Personal property?
Movable.
Yeah, let's just bang these out real quick, right?
Yeah.
Chattel real?
Chattel real, that's like cattle. Move.
Hens?
Huh?
So why do you care? It's not literally cows. It's a memory technique.
Chattel, you move. It's like a chattel real, like you move it.
It's personal property.
It's personal property.
Yeah, so just everybody knows, I say chattel, cattle, cows, move. It's movable. Everybody seems to remember cows, but the definition is not cows. It's just I use that as a memory technique to remember it's personal property.
Personal property.
Yes, I love that you remember it's cows. It has to do with cows, right? No.
Yeah.
Not cows. Okay, fixture. What's a fixture?
Maria. It's like movable.
No. Oh man, you're remembering all my awesome memory techniques, but you're not remembering why I used them.
Yeah.
So what's Maria stand for?
Method.
Good.
Attached.
Nope.
Not attached. Adaptability.
Good.
Adaptability. Adaptability. Relation.
Excellent. Relationship.
Relationship. Intention.
Excellent.
And I forget the last one.
Agreement.
Agreement.
So repeat those really quick for me.
Method, adaptability, relationship, and intention agreement.
One more time. Loud as you can.
Method, adaptability, relationship, intention agreement.
Good. You'd be great to have in the stands at a basketball game. Trade fixture.
It's like a trade fixture's like a dentist chair.
Once again, I didn't want you to remember dentist chair. That was an example of something.
That's like for example, my gym moved all the trade fixtures into place. My gym just moved to a different building. All the workout equipment, those were all trade fixtures. That's all his equipment.
So what is it? What's the pure definition of it? You're giving examples, but so what is it?
It's a trade fixture. It's like
what I'm looking for is business. It's used for business purposes.
The business trade.
Yeah, so a trade or business. So it's fixtures that are used for business purposes.
Yeah.
Is a fixture real or personal property?
It's personal.
No.
It's real.
Good. A trade fixture, however, is what?
Personal.
Because it's for their business, so they take it with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Riparian rights?
Riparian's like a river or a stream.
So it's a moving body of water.
Moving body of water.
Good. Whereas littoral has to do with one staying still.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. What are the government powers?
Uncle Pete. Police. Police. Escheat. Tax, eminent domain, and condemnation. Environmental.
No, hold on. You're doing great. Taxation.
Yeah.
And you said eminent domain. Yeah?
Yep.
There you go.
In Ohio, the Environmental Procedure Act.
Okay. Don't get fancy on me. Okay, here you go. Okay, so what's eminent domain?
Like the government takes your property for public use.
Perfect. And that is great the way you did that. Because the other ones, you were saying things more like, it's this thing where, you have your house and you're on the highway and da-da-da. That definition you did is our goal for all of them.
Condemnation, just compensation.
It's the process of how they take it. So you're right. They give you money for your property.
Yeah.
What's inverse condemnation?
You're suing the government.
Yeah, you're saying, hey, you owe me money. And they're like, no, we don't. We're like, yes, you do. Inverse condemnation.
Yeah.
Escheat?
It's cheat when you have no heirs.
Boom.
Next to Kim, is that another one? If you next to Kim is somebody you're close to, right? Like Howard Hughes. When he died, there's like 100 people were going up to him. Say, I was real close to him.
Well, escheat would just go to the state.
Yeah.
What's an abstract of title?
Abstract of title?
Yeah.
Abstract title.
One word we're looking for.
All right. Abstract of title. It's like abstract of title. I know this word.
It's a summary.
Summary.
It's a summary of everything. So title's ownership, correct?
Yeah.
How do you...
say?
Huh?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Title's ownership.
Title's ownership.
What's the chain of title?
It's in chronological order of all the titles in the property.
How's this relevant to a wild deed?
Because a wild deed is like just a deed that it's just a wild deed's like a somebody has, like, say if you there's like nobody in the title. It's like it's a missing title. It's a missing deed.
Okay. So it wasn't recorded properly, and somebody would not regularly know about it.
Right.
Okay. So
It wasn't recorded properly.
Wasn't recorded properly. Okay. Moving right along. You asked me about contracts before we got on. I think we'll end on this for today.
Okay.
So what are the 4 essentials of a valid contract?
4 essential valuation.
4 essentials. What do you think?
I know this. I know this. So I know this word.
So first, can you hire me to do an illegal act?
No.
Okay. So it must be lawful.
Yes, the contracts are lawful.
Okay. What's the other 3?
Lawful. Not fairness.
Are you doing it for nothing?
Nope. You get paid.
What's that called?
Consideration.
Consideration. And the reason we don't say money, because consideration could be anything. Could be a couch, could be a car, and honestly, it could even be for a hug. You could love and affection could be consideration.
Consideration. What else?
There's 2 more. So you got lawful object, consideration. What are the other 2?
Consider lawful and fidelity. No, not fidelity.
Mutual consent.
Mutual consent.
Which has offer and acceptance, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So you got, and there's 1 more.
1 more. Lawful mutual consent.
Can you get into a contract with a 1-year-old, a baby?
No, it's voidable.
Well, what's the word I'm looking for? The person has to be
of age.
A capable party.
Capable party.
And it could be more than just age. It could be of sound mind. There's a lot of different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless it's emancipatory minor like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, the old Macaulay Culkin example. He's an example of a lot of things.
Yes, he is. All right.
Okay. So we got those. So you said voidable and void. What's the difference?
Voidable is like a minor, and or it's under duress. Say the lady's drunk and she signed a contract.
Okay. And void?
Void means they said there was no contract. There was nothing in paper.
So the gist of it is this: voidable is you have the option to go through with the contract. Void, the contract cannot be followed through with at all.
Right.
Okay. So voidable, you have the option to go through. Void, you don't. My example of voidable, if you say I want a red house, I tell the house is red, you show up it's blue. Can you buy that house? Yeah, because you may be like, you know what, I wanted red, but that blue is pretty awesome. I'm into it. I still want that house. Even though I was not forthright with you. Where if you wanted the house and it was like a crack house, you can't go through with it. It's void. It's not lawful.
Yes.
You may say, I don't care, I still want it. You're like, no. You can't get it.
Yes.
You can't go Breaking Bad on me.
Yes, you can't do that.
Yes, because that's not lawful. So that's void.
Yes.
Okay?
Gotcha.
So let's wrap it up here for now.
All right.
Did you learn a lot? Did we go over some good stuff?
Yes, we did.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and everybody leave comments below. And once again, it's Joe from PrepAgent.com with my friend Joseph. And You're going to be a new agent real soon because it sounds like you're studying hard and doing well.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.